AVI's extensive brand portfolio spans hot and cold beverages, sweet and savoury snacks, fresh and convenience foods, out-of-home ranges, cosmetics, shoes and clothing. Now I'll let you do your part.
Indeed. It owns Ciro coffees. I think people will be familiar with that one in the more kind of out-of-home environment. House of Coffees, which is a brand where they actually do roasting and grinding of coffee beans and coffee powders, which people use in filter coffee machines. And then two of those chicory coffee brands, which kind of sell in South Africa only. Frisco is the first, and Coffee Haze is the other. My parents used to drink that when I was little.
Market cap here, 28.7 billion rand, a PE of 20.4, dividend yield of 3.7%.
Yeah.
Again, on the expensive side of things.
Yes, but an incredible performer in recent years. Remember, Simon Crutchley, the CEO there,
is a friend of yours.
Exactly. Was somewhat criticized many years ago when he took that sort of food branded goods out of the old Angloval Industries, AVI, and then added the Spitz and Kurt Geiger and the clothing stores and the Carvela and the shoe brands and the Green Cross. But it's actually worked out particularly well.
Because the commonality is strong brand presence across all of the offerings.
Exactly. And what Simon's also imperatives for the business was to, as he put it, put the provenance back into the brands. So, for example, with biscuits, apparently you can cut the cost of production of biscuits rather, and someone won't even really notice from how it tastes, because it still looks the same, but it's got a little bit less butter and a little bit less palm oil in the filling and so on and so forth. But actually, over time, if you continue to do that, people do notice. So his real emphasis in respect of the snacks business and the coffee.
With the butter. Keep going
with
the
make
sugar.
sure that the expensive ingredients that actually confer the good user experience, if I could use that term, do and are retained. Those brands also obviously get a lot
price, graph,
yeah,
great
that's what I'm talking
performance
about.
there. Great performance.
Fabulous performance.
Do you own it?
We have owned it in bits and pieces, smatterings, not enough, sadly.
And you wouldn't go and get into it at this stage?
I think you can. Look, they will continue to do portfolio improvement. For many years, they've looked at the Irvin & Johnson fishing business and worked with that and looked at it and kind of made tweaks and adjustments. The other part of the business we haven't touched on is there's the cosmetics and indigo brands, Coty, Lantheric, those kind of perfumes and so on, which does okay. I think they'll continue with that. But these chaps are excellent with execution, good management. They had a special dividend in their last results.
Well, special dividend is a good thing. Would you say this is going to be one of the heavyweights of the future?
It is already a pretty substantial player, with a 30 billion rand market cap. It's now, its destiny is in its own hands. It's got credible brands. It's got the opportunity to expand the markets that it serves. It's been fairly quiet with regard to expansion into markets outside of South Africa. But I think, to be fair, some people may say that creating a big hype and hoopla about moving into foreign markets and they're not really making any profit out of it is also perhaps a mistake. So
hot or not?
I like it. I'm going to go with hot on this one.